In today's farm report, spring is upon us, even though there may be snow on the ground in some areas of central Minnesota. But producers are looking at getting themselves ready for summer, and that means making sure that the cattle stay healthy and comfortable. Emily Wilmus with the University of Minnesota Extension Service Office shares some tips for making the transition from spring to summer.
When we hear the phrase cow comfort, an image of free stalls is usually what pops into our heads, or perhaps a bedded pack. I will admit that for myself, I rarely consider cow comfort for tie stalls. However, shouldn't all cows be comfortable, no matter how they're housed? Here are some things to consider for cow comfort in tie stalls. As always, adequate and proper bedding is a must. Some tie stall managers like to use mattresses or water beds. These are great options for the concrete surface, but should still use some bedding for maximum comfort. Most farmers opt to use straw, sawdust, or sand for their bedding. Each has its advantages and disadvantages. The important thing is that whatever is used is properly managed. This includes using the right amount and adding more or changing the bedding when necessary. I mentioned earlier this week using the kneel test to see if bedding is wet. Simply kneel down into the bedding, and if when you stand up your knees are wet, that means that your cows are probably getting more than wet knees. One final consideration for bedding is how it works for manure removal in the gutter system. You want a bedding that will not clog the system and can be removed easily. Another important aspect of cow comfort in any type of barn is ventilation. Tie stall barns offer some unique ventilation challenges, especially with their lower ceilings. Low ceilings can create stagnant air, which is troublesome in the summer months. Fans are a great way to keep air flowing and provide your cows with proper ventilation. Now is a great time to look at the current ventilation in your tie stall barn and make any necessary additions or changes before summer comes. Dairy cows can thrive in any environment as long as they are properly managed. A major part of that management is good cow comfort. If you have any additional questions about cow comfort on your dairy, contact me at the Stearns County Extension Office at 320-255-6169. This is Emily Wilmus with the University of Minnesota Extension.
Almost from his first day in office, President Obama has been saying over and over again,
we need to expand the reach of broadband.
And on Monday, the president took another step in that direction, signing a memorandum
establishing a new Broadband Opportunity Council.
Jeff Zinks directs the National Economic Council, and he told reporters,
the council will drive an administration-wide effort to promote more broadband investment and adoption.
Co-chair of the new council, Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack.
This council will comprise 25 different agencies and departments of government that will look at strategies and processes that will allow us to complete the mission of expanded access to broadband in homes, businesses, and throughout the United States.
Vilsack will co-chair the council with Commerce Secretary Penny Pritzker. The president has asked for a report from the new council within 150 days. Gary Crawford for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Washington. When it comes to broadband and high-speed internet, what do people in rural areas need?
Greater access.
And toward that goal, Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack told reporters that this week USDA is providing
$35 million of additional infrastructure loans in 3 states:
Arkansas, Iowa, and New Mexico.
And we look forward later this spring to updating our Farm Bill rule that will provide for additional investments in broadband access in unserved and underserved areas to connect U.S. businesses, job seekers, farmers, ranchers, and producers throughout the United States to the rest of the world.
Vilsack said since 2009, the Agriculture Department alone has invested over $5.8 billion in over 500 broadband projects. In Washington, Gary Crawford for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.